So if I do not inherit, why not my sons? This was the politics. Politics are always
Tanvat Pranam, Amol Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
the nature of this material. You cannot avoid.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Tanvat Pranam.
Pravina Mate, Tanvat Pranam, Hare Krishna.
There is no politics, there is no jealousy, there is no engageness.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Danvat Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Jai Prabhupada, Hare Krishna.
Politics, jealousy, diplomacy, engageness. So many.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Srinivas Prabhu, Tanvat Pranam, Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Even in the
Tanvat Pranam, Padmavati, Hare Krishna.
even in animal kingdom, these politics are there. This is the nature. Masarata. Masarata means engaged. One man is engaged or another. Doesn't matter. In their brothers or family members, here the family. Dhritarashtra or Pandu. The family. The consciousness movement not all the persons who are taking
Okay. Om Agyantimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaya Yadati Swapadantikam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhamritam. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Tarubhescha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukham Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langaite Girim Yat Kripatamaham Bande Shri Guru Dinataridam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Okay, so today we will begin with act of instruction. We covered 7 chapters of Bhagavatam, first 7 chapters, and we will come back. Maybe one more chapter I was thinking of doing, which is prayers by Queen Kunti, sometime in near future. So today I thought we can start with this new book. It is called Upadeshamrita. It's written by Srila Rupa Goswami. Srila Rupa Goswami, something very quick about Rupa Goswami, those who haven't heard about him. He was a disciple of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Disciple of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Radha Bhava Duty Suvalitam Naumi Krishna Sarupam. Krishna himself descended in the mood of Srimati Radharani. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There are external reasons and there are internal reasons for the appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One of the external reason. Now, we will discuss a little bit on this also, because next week, Monday, there is one appearance day. The week after, there is another appearance day. And if I tell something about the background, then next week we can discuss more in detail about those personalities, and that will help us understand whom we are talking about. Very important subject matter. When Krishna comes, he comes with all his associates like Srimati Radharani, Krishna's Srimati Radharani has 8 close associates. They are called Ashtasakhis, who assist Srimati Radharani. Srimati Radharani is the topmost devotee of Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna has 3 potencies. Parashaya Shakti Vividhaya Shriyatam, which means that Lord Krishna has unlimited potencies, unlimited, as per scriptures. Parashaya Shakti, many varieties of Shaktis Lord Krishna has. 3 main Shaktis, energies Lord Krishna has. One is called Haladini Shakti, or pleasure potency. Like it is described that when we want to enjoy in our jiva, we derive our enjoyment by pleasing Krishna. So that's why we are called dependent enjoyers. Today I was listening, just now one lecture was going on by Srila Prabhupada. And Prabhupada was saying that it's natural constitutional position for living entity that they want to be happy, but they cannot be happy in this material world, because it is not our constitutional position. Constitutional position means it's not us. It's just like these bodies, which are 8.4 million in varieties, they are compared to different dresses. These bodies, different dresses, and we are changing dresses. But when we identify, now we can enjoy in this material world when we identify with the body, then we can enjoy. We enjoy at the level of body, but Krishna says it brings attachments, unfulfilled attachments leads to misery. Ultimately, everything leads to misery. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, happiness in mode of passion, pleasure in the beginning, poison in the end. It seems very nice, but then it leads to vishad, lamentation. So Prabhupada says it's not constitutional position for a living entity to enjoy in this material world, no matter what one tries to enjoy. And then he gives an example, just like fish out of water. The fish can be happy only inside water. You bring her out of water, you give the fish all sorts of comforts, the fish will be miserable. So fish in water is its constitutional position. Likewise, spirit soul serving Krishna is constitutional position. The moment we give up our service to Krishna, it's like fish out of water in this material world. No connection to Krishna, only vishad or lamentation or dukkha. Eventually, dukkha will come. There may be some fleeting pleasure, whatever they are, it's temporary anyways, because body is lost in short period of time. In one of our Vaishnava Charya, it says, Kamala Dala Jala Jivana Talamala, which says Kamala Jala means Kamal is lotus flower. How long does it take for a drop of water? See, lotus flower has a velvet, it's velvety, like the inside. And if you drop some water on the lotus flower, it immediately goes down. So immediately goes down. So likewise, the life within these 8.4 million dresses is quite short, quite short. So, anyways, our constitutional position is in service to Krishna. Then we can be happy. So, coming back to the discussion, Srimati Radha, when we want to enjoy, when we serve Krishna, like by discussing about him, we are serving Krishna. By chanting his name, we serve Krishna. If you have a temple nearby, by serving in a temple, you serve Krishna. By reading scriptures, you serve Krishna. By remembering him, you serve Krishna. And the many, by offering prayers, you serve Krishna. So in that way, many ways you serve Krishna. And when we serve Krishna, we become happy. But what happens when Krishna wants to enjoy? Where does Krishna's happiness comes from? Krishna's happiness doesn't come from living entities, because living entities happiness comes from Krishna. So Krishna happiness comes from his own internal potency. It's called Antaranga Shakti, his own potency. And that potency is manifested in the form of Srimati Radharani. Um, uh, you can say female aspect of Krishna. Both are supreme personality of Godhead, male aspect and female aspect. So this is called Haladani Shakti. Haladani means pleasure potency. Pleasure potency of Lord Krishna is Srimati Radharani. Now, when Krishna descends, Srimati Radharani has many friends who are all expansions of Srimati Radharani, who assist Srimati Radharani in her service to Krishna, because she is the topmost devotee of Lord Krishna. It is also said, described in the scriptures, that to approach Krishna directly is very difficult, but to approach Krishna through Srimati Radharani becomes very easy, because she is feminine. So feminine nature is more softer than a male nature in general. So Srimati Radharani, easy to access, easy to access. Krishna is like perfectly one follow dharma and one access Krishna. But Srimati Radharani is like motherly compassion, easy to access. So she has many friends, like two of the primary friends are Lalita Devi and Vishakha Devi, those who have heard. Otherwise, yeah, they are eternal friends of Srimati Radharani, and they all assist Srimati Radharani in her service to Lord Krishna. There are unlimited devotees. Everyone is a devotee of Lord Krishna. Um, um, but the topmost devotee is Srimati Radharani, topmost. And it is also said that whatever devotion we all and every living entity, even her friends and her servants, whatever devotion, it's expansion of Srimati Radharani. Because the sum total devotion is what Srimati Radharani has for Krishna, and that expands among all of us. So it is explained that whatever devotion we have is actually coming through Srimati Radharani, whatever infinitesimal devotion we have. So when when Krishna comes, Srimati Radharani comes, Vishakha Devi comes, Lalita Devi comes. Krishna has many friends like Subal, Madhumangal, the Brahman boy, Stoka Krishna, Arjuna, Sri Dama, Sudama, and Ujjwala. And likewise, there are many friends of Lord Krishna. They all also come. Then Mother Yashoda, Nanda Maharaj, um, um, they all also come. So the whole entourage of Lord Krishna comes, because Krishna loves his devotees so much that Krishna cannot live without his devotees. Now, if we speak from constitutional perspective, then Srimati Radharani is devotee of Krishna, Subal Madhumangal Arjun is devotee of Krishna, Nand Baba and Yashoda Maya are devotee of Krishna. everyone is devotee of Krishna. Aham sarvasya prabhavu. All living entities or all other tattvas, everything emanates from Lord Krishna. He is the self-same supreme personality of Godhead. But for the sake of enjoyment, for the sake of pastimes, it's called Leela Shakti. For the sake of pastimes, he has mother, he has father, he has friends, but ultimately they are all devotees of Lord Krishna. It is also explained that some are Nitya Siddha devotees, some are Nitya Baddha devotees. Nitya Siddha devotees are those, Nitya Siddha means eternally perfect devotees, they never fall down. They are always in spiritual world serving Lord Krishna. Some some fall down, and that is those who fell down, they are in this material world. Are the Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 15th chapter, there are two kind of living entities, fallible and infallible. 15th chapter, verse number 17, 18, 19, 20, last four. And Krishna says, I am the source of both fallible and infallible living entities. So when Krishna comes with all the whole antaraj. Antaraj means all his associates, because Krishna is never alone. Some or other devotees always with Krishna, because yeah, Krishna loves his devotees so much. So Lord Krishna, he there are multiple reasons. Two primary reasons I will share. Lord Krishna thinks that he is a source of all pleasure. And when he is with Srimati Radharani, Lord Krishna feels a lot of pleasure with Srimati Radharani, because she is his own Shakti, Haladini Shakti, pleasure potency. So naturally, pleasure potency, his own pleasure potency. So Lord Krishna feels a lot of pleasure, but he is even surprised that how is it that Srimati Radharani feels millions of times more pleasure um, than in my presence than what I feel in her presence. How is it? So, lot, and then he is also surprised that how much devotion Srimati Radharani has for him. That I cannot understand. And how much pleasure she feels in my presence. That I cannot understand. How can somebody loves me so much? That I cannot understand. So these were some of the, he's Sarvagya, he knows everything. Yet this is something that he doesn't know. So just like the example is given of a flower and bees, the flower has nectar, but flower doesn't know the taste of the nectar, but flower is the source of the nectar. Nectar means, within the whole or the central part of flower, there is some juice. It's called nectar. The honeybees, they come, they pick the nectar, they taste the nectar from the flower, and they collect the nectar in a beehive, and that's where honey comes from. It comes from the nectar of the flower. But the source of nectar is the flower, but the flower doesn't know what nectar tastes like. Likewise, all Shaktis, Parashaya Shakti Vividhaiva Shriyate, all the Shaktis emanate from Krishna, um, but Krishna himself doesn't know what Radharani feels in my presence. Just like the flower doesn't know why is honeybee attracted to me so much. Why is honeybee coming and taking all the juice? What does it taste like? The flower doesn't know. So Lord Krishna's mind races to taste the nectar that Srimati Radharani tastes in in Lord Krishna's presence. And that's why to taste the the pleasure, the devotion, the position, and everything of Srimati Radharani, Lord Krishna himself comes, uh, taking the mood of Srimati Radharani, and that is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is, in a way, both Radha and Krishna combined, but he's actually Lord Krishna himself, actually. But the mood is Srimati Radharani. Means mood is Srimati Radharani is means what is Radharani's mood? She is mad in love for Krishna. She's always um, um yeah, mad in love with Krishna. So Krishna also thinks, how can somebody love me so much? So Lord Krishna himself comes when he comes in mood of Srimati Radharani. Lord Chaitanya, because the mood is Srimati Radharani, his pastimes he is exhibited as mad in love for Lord Krishna. So um, yeah, he comes to taste that. This is one of the internal reason why Lord Krishna comes in the mood of Srimati Radharani. So there is one time there was a conversation between, this is mentioned by perfected souls, that one time there was a conversation between Lord Krishna and Srimati Radharani, and Lord Krishna asked Srimati Radharani that um, I'm taking your mood, I'm going um, to experience what you experience in devotion to me. I want to experience that. So that's why I'm going. Then Srimati Radharani says that you will become so much in ecstasy that you will become unconscious. You will jump up in the air and fall down flat in ecstasies, and you will lose consciousness at any point of time. These ecstasies are very kind of radical. So I cannot see your transcendental body experiencing such pain that you will go through. So I will personally cover your body so that let all the pain come to me, not to you. So that's why two things. That's why she covers Lord Krishna, and because her complexion is golden, that's why one of the name of Srimati Radharani is Gaurangi. Gaurangi means golden, and one of the name of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Gauranga. So because he came in golden complexion, so that's because Srimati Radharani covered Lord Krishna uh, with her form. So the heart or the personality of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Sakshat Krishna, um, but the mood is not of a supreme enjoyer or the supreme personality of Godhead. The mood is not that. The mood is covered by Srimati Radharani's mood of the supreme enjoyed, the topmost devotee of Lord Krishna. And the complexion, the form was also covered by her. So Radha Bhava, Bhava means the mood. Radha Bhava Dyuti Suvalitam. Suvalitam basically coming from Suvarna, which is golden. Dyuti Suvalitam means golden complexion of Srimati Radharani. Naumi Krishna Swarupam. His Swarup is Krishna. He is Sakshat Krishna. But the complexion and the mood is Srimati Radharani. Now, Srimati Radharani also comes along with Lord Krishna. So she comes twice. One time she comes in two ways. One time she comes in mood and complexion, and one time she personally appears. And that is Gadadhar Pandit. Just like I mentioned before, um, um, Lord Krishna, when he comes with all his associates. Likewise, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came with all the associates. All the associates. So Srimati Radharani came as um, Gadadhar Pandit. Lord Krishna came in a mood of a devotee um, um, of Srimati Radharani as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then Balaram also comes. Balaram always with Krishna. And Balaram came as Lord Nityananda. Now, we will discuss about these personalities next, not tomorrow. Next Monday is one appearance day, and the Monday after that is another appearance day. So we'll try to understand them. That will be very, very helpful in our devotion to Lord Krishna. because it is we will, once we understand their importance in our life and what they have come to give us, naturally it will be enlivening for all of us in the room. So Lord Shiva also comes, because it is said in Shrimad Bhagavatam, Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu. Lord Shiva also comes. Lord Vishnu also comes, because Vishnu Mahasa Iva Yasya Kala Vishesha Govinda Madi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Mahavishnu, Vishnu Mahasa Iva Yasya Kala Vishesha. Kala Vishesha means, Kala means portion. So Lord Vishnu is a portion of Govinda. And he also comes to serve and assist Lord Krishna. Lord Shiva also comes. So they both combine together in the form of Advaita Acharya. They come in the form of Advaita Acharya. He is actually Sadashiv and Lord Vishnu combined form. And we'll discuss a little bit more about him next Sunday. That is Advaita Acharya, he comes. Then uh, Narad Muni is one of the great devotees of Lord Krishna. Narad Muni. We know practically Srimad Bhagavatam, most of the personalities are disciples of Narad Muni. And we saw recently in our discussion how Narad Muni became a pure devotee of Lord Krishna or Lord Vishnu. So he is, he is also an avadut, means doesn't have a home. He just travels all over the universes and give Krishna bhakti wherever needed. And whenever Lord comes, he comes and joins the Lord, and he participates in Lord's pastimes. When Lord goes away, he continue preaching about Lord's message. So Narad Muni came as Shiva's Thakur, Shrivas. So Shrivas came as Narad Muni, Advaita came as Mahavishnu and Sadashiva. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Sakshat Krishna, mood and complexion of Srimati Radharani. And Srimati Radharani herself came as Gadadhar Pandit. Um, and um, and Balaram ji came as Nityananda Prabhu. Balaram ji. So these are um, 5 personalities, and they are also called by the name Pancha Tattva. Tattva means truth, 5 primary truths. So one is Lord Krishna, Lord Nityananda, who is Balaram, Advaita, who is Mahavishnu and Sadashiva. They are called all called Vishnu Tattvas, because they are all supreme personality of Godhead. Srimati Radharani is Gadadhar Pandit, she is Shakti Tattva, and Narad Muni is Jiva Tattva. So together these 5 personalities are called Pancha Tattva. It is described that through approaching Radha Krishna through Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, our first we can approach Radha Krishna through the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda Prabhu. And we will discuss little more about them in our next couple of week discussion. So next Monday is actually the appearance day of Advaita Acharya. And the week after that, on Monday, is appearance day of Nityananda Prabhu. And then we have 3-4 weeks gap, and then there is appearance day of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this time is celebration time. Two celebration, main time for 2 celebrations comes. One comes in the month of August, September. First there is Balaramji appearance day, then after 1 week there is Lord Krishna's appearance day, and after 2 weeks there is Srimati Radharani's appearance day. So within a month time, Balaramji, Radharani and Lord Krishna's appearance day. Likewise, in the month of February, March is another celebration time. There is Advaita Acharya Prabhu, there is Nityananda Prabhu, and there is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in February and March, just like August and September. So now another reason why Lord Krishna wanted to come, because there is a description that there's a description of the beauty of Lord Krishna, and his eyes are like lotus petals. His fragrance, Lord Krishna has a natural fragrance, mix of camphor, sandalwood, a guru. So if somebody just comes closer to Lord Krishna, they becomes mad with Lord Krishna. Um, and his beauty is described wearing a peacock feather, barhapidam natavarava pukarna yokarnikaram, Vibrad Vasa Kanika Kapisam Vaijayanti Chamalam, Randhran Venu, and he plays flute. He wears a Vaijayanti garland, Pitambar, a yellowish dhoti, and chadar, Kaustuba jewel he wears. His smile, the complexion, it's called bluish blackish, but it's not really bluish blackish. In a way we cannot understand. It's brilliant, lustrous, full of luster. um, yeah. We hear from Bhagavad Gita that everything beautiful comes from the spark of Lord Krishna's splendor. So um, there is nobody ever existing more beautiful than Lord Krishna, because whatever beauty exists is actually coming from him. So when we see beauty, we may be attracted, but the word Krishna means all attractive. When anybody sees the beauty of Lord Krishna, when we see the beauty in this world, we may become attracted, but we will not be like 100% satisfied with any beauty in this world. Naturally, when we see somebody over and over, they capture our consciousness, but 100% beauty doesn't exist. Like complete satisfaction, 100% full satisfaction, that is possible only when the jiva sees Lord Krishna. And Lord Krishna can be seen only with a purified heart within, our heart. It's an internal revelation, Lord Krishna. And Srila Prabhupada said, as we uh, practice Krishna consciousness more and more, becomes more and more pure, um, Lord Krishna, at his own sweet free will, may reveal himself to us. We cannot demand Lord Krishna to see him. It's just we practice devotional service and Krishna may desire to reveal. And slowly, the conception becomes more and more clear about the divinity of Lord Krishna. Only Bhaktya Mama Vijanati, only through devotional service, gradually can one realize Krishna. And the primary method to realize Krishna is the chanting of God's name, chanting of Krishna's name. Through chanting, the heart becomes purified. More and more chanting. And slowly, Lord Krishna reveals himself to us. So once one experiences that beauty of Lord Krishna, one cannot be attracted to any beauty in this material world. Actually, we may have many material desires, but material desires will go away like 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 they were never there. They will go away once we start developing a taste for Lord Krishna. So Krishna himself says in Bhagavad Gita, Raso varjam raso api asya param drishtva nivartate, that one may have taste for objects in this material world, but param drishtva nivartate. But when one experiences a higher taste, because one is experiencing a higher taste, one can give up lower taste. If there is no higher taste, renunciation is artificial, or becoming free from material desire is just theoretical. We may say, but tomorrow we'll act on the same desire. Real transformation comes only when we are attracted to the beauty, the personality, the name, the pastimes, the qualities, the form, etc. of Lord Krishna. That's called Param Drishtva, higher taste, developing a higher taste in our spiritual life. So Lord Krishna, when one time he was in Dwarka and he happened to look on the floor was kind of shiny marble floor, like a highly reflective material. So when Lord Krishna looked himself, he saw in the reflection of the floor, he saw his own beauty, and he was dumbfounded. He was struck with wonder, and he was thinking, "Wow, how beautiful I am!" I mean, this we cannot understand. Even Lord Krishna, just like uh, just like a beautiful person cannot experience when another person looks at that beautiful person what one feels looking at that beautiful person. Likewise, Lord Krishna himself cannot experience what it feels when somebody sees me. So basically, he developed a desire. I want to taste my own sweetness. Actually, Lord Krishna is very, very sweet. If you see the qualities of Lord Krishna, he is always humble, always. He always take a lower position in front of his devotees. He always want to be defeated by his friends, and by Mother Yashoda, by Srimati Radharani. Everybody takes pleasure in defeating Krishna, and the reason they take pleasure in defeating Krishna because Krishna likes to be defeated. He washes the feet of Sudama. He become the chariot driver of Arjuna. Lord Krishna takes immense pleasure in serving his devotees, and his personality is so sweet, so charming. So, and what to speak about his beauty? It is said that Lord Krishna's beauty is completely full. Just we cannot understand because uh, we can only relate to our material experiences, but material experiences cannot reveal spiritual um, um, uh, kind of um, what contains there. Cannot understand. It just one has to become purified to reveal. Just like nobody can explain what it means to experience the name of God. When one chants the holy name of Lord Krishna, if somebody is asked, how do you feel? They may say, it's peaceful, it feels very good, but they cannot explain because one has to chant to experience how it feels like to chant Hare Krishna. And then different devotees have different experiences based on purity of the heart. As one becomes more and more pure, the chanting becomes more and more deeper. And to whatever extent pure devotees they experience Lord Krishna's name to its fullest, so nobody can explain it. Everybody will just say, Prabhu chant Hare Krishna, Mata chant Hare Krishna, but nobody can explain. So likewise, Lord Krishna's beauty, the words in our English dictionary cannot explain that. But when Lord Krishna looked at his beauty, he was like, um, how can I taste my own sweetness, charming personality, my own beauty? Then Krishna saw that, well, I cannot taste my own qualities, my own, like for example, if you are very humble, people may be very pleased around being around you. They may be very happy being around you, but you cannot taste what it means to be around you. You can't taste that. Only if you take another person's shoes, if you accept the mood of your friend, which we cannot do, and to deal with you, then only you can know what it means to be with you, something like that. So Lord Shri Krishna was thinking, I want to taste my sweetness. What devotees feel when they um, 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 see me, they're around me, um, they hear my pastimes. What does it feel like? I don't understand. So this is another mystery to Lord Krishna, and that's why he thought that only my devotees taste me, only my devotees can experience me fully. And my topmost devotee, Srimati Radharani, she experiences me 100% to the full extent. Nobody experiences Krishna like Srimati Radharani. Now, this is another reason. I want to experience what she experiences million of times more pleasure. I want to experience her devotion. I want to experience my own beauty, sweetness, charming nature. I want to really experience all these things. So, three primary things: his own beauty, and the position of Srimati Radharani, and the happiness of Srimati Radharani. So these three constitutes the three internal reasons why Lord Krishna comes. And then there are external reasons, and one of the external reason is um, Lord Krishna was thinking that I performed my pastime, they're very, very attractive. Um, and then I came back, I spoke Bhagavad Gita, but I told them, everybody, through Bhagavad Gita, surrender unto me, but I haven't told them how to surrender unto me. I haven't given them the process. I haven't given them the example. Um, a child may be told, this is the right thing to do, this is not the right thing to do. The child may theoretically hear, but he won't be able to apply it. But child will, doesn't matter what you speak to the child will do what the father does. Actions. Actions are way more louder. The father may say to the child, you should not lie. But when the child sees father is lying, then the child will start lying. The father may tell the child, don't smoke, don't drink. But when the child sees the father drinking and smoking, the child will start drinking and smoking. So, um, not the words, but the action. So Lord Krishna was thinking, I mean, I'm giving this example just to relate. So Lord Krishna was thinking that I have told them to surrender, but I haven't showed them an example what it means to surrender, how to surrender in every situation. Um, so I and then so I have to show, um, I have to apply Bhagavad Gita. Many people, before they come to Krishna consciousness, they have this very, very common question, and that probably we have read Bhagavad Gita, but we don't know how to apply Bhagavad Gita in our life. Why? Because they have not associated with devotees. Once you see somebody who is applying Bhagavad Gita in their life, then you realize what it means to practically become a devotee. Just by hearing, no transformation comes. So Lord Krishna was thinking, I have told them, but they nobody practiced devotion to me. Everyone is a Nitya Siddha devotee there. I mean, Shivadi Radha, they're all mad in love of Krishna. They all have pure prema, but there is nobody who is acting like a kind of a conditioned soul in this material world, and then taking up the process and then becoming purified, and how one goes through various phases, and how one deals various situations, how to take shelter of Lord Krishna in every situation. So I haven't given them an example. And then this is one of the external reason that he came to set his own example. Then he came to give the process. Just like there is yoga dharma, there is a dharma for Satya yoga. For every yoga, there is a dharma. For Treta yoga, for Dwapar yoga, for Kali yoga. So for Satya yoga, it is meditation. For Dwapar yoga, it is deity worship. For Treta yoga, it is sacrifices. And for Kalot, Hari Kirtanat. For Kali yoga, it is Hari Kirtan. So just by saying, so the Lord himself comes to spread the yoga dharma, or what is the most important religious principle for that particular yoga. So they are dependent upon time. So chanting is the most important religious principle for Kali Yuga. If you go into Satya Yuga, then the most important religious principle becomes meditation. Now, religious principles one has to follow. Dharma one has to follow. But what is the recommended dharma, or yagya, for the particular age? Lord himself comes to show by his own example. So he wanted to come to teach yoga dharma, chanting of the holy name. He wanted to come to show an example of a life of a devotee. And the third external reason why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came is because of the loud cries of Advaita Acharya, who we discussed is Mahavishnu and Lord Shiva, Sadashiva combined form. So they both came together as Advaita. Advaita Prabhu is such an amazing personality. He was very elder to Lord Chaitanya. almost 50 years elder to Lord Chaitanya. And before the appearance, before Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, Advaita Acharya, when he saw the degradation in the age of Kali, his heart moved and he found himself helpless. And he was thinking, he tried speaking to people about importance of understanding ourselves as spiritual beings and trying to understand God and establishing the lost loving relationship. Um, um, Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhu Sadhya Kabunoy Shavanadi Shuddhi Chitte Koroyodoy. So Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhya Kabunoy. This Krishna Prema is within the heart of every living entity. Shavanadi Shuddha Chitte Koroyodoy. Shavan Adi. Shavan means by hearing. Adi means hearing, chanting, remembering. That is called Shavan Adi. Shuddha Chitte. The Chitta is purified. Shuddha Chitte Koroyodoy. And arises, love of God arises. It is in the heart of every living entity in a dormant state. When we are conditioned with anarthas, false ego, material intellect and mind, material desires, then that prema, that love for God is covered. So how can we reawaken that? Shavanadi Shuddhi Chitte Koro Yoga. Through the process of hearing and chanting. That love is awakened in our heart. So, uh, Advaita Prabhu, he was quite saintly, quite old, and when he saw nobody, everyone is interested in their own life and uh, material relations and wealth and fame and position and many things, and anybody speaks to them about God consciousness, they just neglect because they are so self-absorbed. Advaita Prabhu found himself helpless to help people. So he was praying, he was reading scriptures naturally. So he was reading a book called Gautamiya Tantra, uh, and there it says anybody worship Shaligram, who is actually Lord Vishnu himself. Anybody worship Shaligram with Tulsi and Ganges water, with loud cries, whatever one desires will be fulfilled. And Advaita Prabhu was thinking that unless the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna himself descends, um, I, who is Mahavishnu, I also find myself helpless to help the people in this age of Kali, because this is called the Iron Age or the age of degradation. So degradation is going very, very fast in this age, and people are becoming more and more atheistic. So he was thinking somebody, the Lord himself, should come and reclaim the living entities to their original spiritual nature as part and parcel of Krishna, as loving servants of Lord Krishna. That's how they will find their true happiness. So Advaita Prabhu had that compassion, that feeling of pain by seeing other situation, but combined with the state of helplessness that I am not capable to help them. So he would live in Bengal. There is a place called Shantipur, where Mother Ganges flows by. So he would go on the bank of the Ganges from morning to evening. There were a lot of tulsi plants there. They would take tulsi, chandan, apply on shaligram, and bathe with Ganges water. And then he would lightly cry in a helpless state, "My Lord, please come and reclaim the conditioned souls and engage them in your loving service. I am helpless. My heart pains by seeing the degradation of this age and how fast the age is degrading." Now, cannot understand because this is like 500 years back, but just see, just past 100 years only. Television came, internet came, uh, people are becoming more and more spoiled actually. Previously, just no electricity, uh, very sattvic life, everybody was God conscious. So how much Kali was degrading just in past 100 years, and this has been going on at the same speed for past 5,000 years. When Advaita Prabhu when he was seeing over his life, he saw so much degradation, and he was thinking what will happen in the future. And today we are thinking this much degradation in past. The youth is not at all interested in Vedic culture. Everyone is getting deviated. What will happen 500 years down the line? But the degradation is constant. We just cannot relate to it. We can only relate to what we have seen. But this age of that's this age of degradation, continue degrading. Srila Prabhupada said, you don't want to stay long in this material world, in this Kali Yuga. It will keep on degrading. So when Advait Prabhu noticed, he was feeling that pain in his heart with love and compassion, and loudly he was loudly crying uh, through the chanting of the holy names of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. He was loudly crying, worshipping Shaligram with tulsi and sandalwood and Ganges water. My Lord, please come. My Lord, please come. My Lord, please come. Um, 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 and this is another external reason. So 3 external reason, 3 internal reason. One is the loud cries of Advaita Prabhu. One is the Yoga Dharma, the holy name, and one is to show us an example. An internal reason we saw to he himself want to relish his own sweetness, the position and devotion Srimati Radharani, and the happiness Srimati Radharani feels in my presence. And because of these reasons, Lord Krishna finally resolved that I'm going to descend for these external, these internal reasons. And naturally, now just one short story I will share. Probably some of you may have heard here. Um, oh, very nice. We had some little bit time. So, um, when Advaita Prabhu was almost around 50 years old, that time Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came in a golden complexion in the month of Falgun, which is the month of March, on a full moon day, it's a Purnima, in a golden complexion. Um, and he was born to Sachi Mata, who was Mother Yashoda, and Purandar Mishra, um, 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 who was Nanda Baba. His another name was also Jagannath Mishra. He was called by 2 names, Purandar Mishra and Jagannath Mishra. Um, under a neem tree. And that's how he received the name of uh, Nimai. Nimai. Nimai means one who is born under a neem tree. And uh, such effulgence, so charming, such beauty. Everybody was kind of the news spread that it is said that Sachi Mata and um, Purandar Mishra, they were trying for a child for very, very long. They were very old when um, he appeared. And then they had many daughters, 8 daughters. And all the 8 daughters uh, untimely died after birth. Uh, just like we see even in Lord Krishna's time, um, the 6 children were born, who represents the 6 anarthas, and they were killed in the hand of Kamsa. Here there was no Kamsa. This is, Mahaprabhu is Karuna avatar. So there were no demons there, but they were born and they died. So 8 girls died, and then one elder brother who is Balaram, he came, and then who was called Visharup, and then the 10th child was Nimai, and seeing his charming beauty, everybody came to see him. All the neighbors, even Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was born in uh, in Bengal. This is around 500 years back, and um, there is a place called Mayapur. Mayapur. It's actually called Navadvip. Navadvip means 9 islands. 9 islands. So these 9 islands are basically there are 9 tracts of land divided by the 2 rivers. There is Ganga and there is Jhalangi. So there are 2 rivers flowing in that place of Nadia, and they go, and these 2 rivers they go in wavy direction. In such a way they go that they actually form 9 islands, and very mysterious. And that's why this place is called Navadvip. Um, and in the center, exactly right in the center of that Navadvip, there in the central is actually Mayapur. um, there is a yoga peat uh, in which a neem tree grows, and under that neem tree is Nimai. Nimai was born, and probably we'll discuss more about Nimai, and probably we have discussed one session about him. If I'm right, if I correctly remember, and some more we can discuss about him in future. At that time, now with respect to Advaita, um, from Mayapur, Shantipur is around 1 hour drive. 1 hour. So Advaita Acharya's wife, her name was Sita Thakurani. She also came, and it is said that all the demigods they came to take darshan of the Lord. Uh, uh, and it is described that when Sachimata saw Nimai, the young boy, golden complexion, everybody was shocked. Wow, golden, golden. They've never seen a golden boy. So when Sachimata came and he saw Nimai, she was filled with so much ecstasy. And she felt in her heart, it seems like Lord Krishna himself has appeared as Nimai. And um, uh, the boy, I mean, a lot can be spoken. Um, uh, when the boy was actually okay, maybe since we have 10 minutes, I'll speak something about Nimai. And the next week, I will speak about Advaita. And the week after that, I'll speak about Nityananda Prabhu. And the week after that, I will speak a little bit more about Lord Chaitanya. So in that way, we can be introduced to these personalities and to be greatly beneficial for our progress in our Krishna consciousness. And it's the right time. We have finished Bhagavad Gita. We have covered the basics of Srimad Bhagavatam. It's the right time to introduce these personalities. And the right time of the year that their celebrations are coming. So Krishna's arrangement. Um, so it was actually a Purnima, a full moon day, but at the same time it was an eclipse. So Rahu covered the sun, and usually what happens on a um, um, uh, lunar eclipse, on an eclipse day, it's considered very inauspicious. So people, in order to counteract the inauspiciousness, they go to the Ganges and they chant the names of God. They chant mantras just to invoke auspiciousness, because the time is surcharged with inauspiciousness. If you see, there are 2 recommendations on an eclipse: either you remain at home and don't go out, or you go to a holy river and you chant the names of God. Uh, perform mantras in order to counteract. So these are the 2 recommendations on an eclipse day. So the the country India was very pious that time. So Muslims, Brahmanas, Sikhs, and various different religions, they all all of them were found at the bank of Ganges to counteract the inauspiciousness, and they all were chanting the names of God in their own ways, in their own languages. Some is chanting Allah Akbar Allah, Some is chanting Krishna, some is chanting Narayan, some is chanting Rama, some are chanting, Lord Shiva. In their own culture ways, everyone was chanting the names of God. And amidst that loud chanting, the congregational chanting of the holy name, and Nimai appeared to substantiate the purpose of his appearance is to spread the glories of the holy name. And when he appeared, actually Chaitanya Charitamrita is so much relevant to the life of devotees. So when he appeared, the demigods would come with like Indra's wife Sachi Devi, Brahma's wife Saraswati, Shiva's wife Parvati, and our Advaita Prabhu's wife Sita Thakurani, and all these devatas, they were bringing many gifts. And so it's described like such a festival that thousands of people were coming to see Nimai. And even Jagannath Mishra or Purandar Mishra, he was surprised. Everybody is getting, they were cooking a little bit prasadam, and everybody was getting fed. Everybody was feeling very satisfied. And the treasury of Purandar Mishra, he was a Brahmana. He would not work. He would beg. That's all. And he was surprised that how I'm able to feed everyone. The heart of Sachi Mata and Purandar Mishra was so much filled with inner ecstasies that there is no limit to how it was expanding. And everybody who was coming and seeing Nimai were filled with ecstasies. This Lord Krishna were filled with ecstasies. Um, and then as he was born, very beautifully we see that when he was born, he would cry. And when the mothers, because so many were coming and seeing him in that little hut, so many were coming that at any point of time, um, Nimai would cry, and all the ladies assembled there who came to see the child, they have to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. They realized that. And the Vedic culture was like that. And they would see the child, Hare Krishna, and in that way, the child will smile. Okay. And then the moment they stop saying that and they do something else, then immediately Nimai will start crying. So in that way, day and night, the congregational chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, of the holy name of Lord Krishna, was being reverberated in the home of Sachi Mata and Purandar Mishra, just to corroborate the main purpose of uh, the advent of this incarnation um, as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that's all I want to discuss today. We didn't discuss nectar of instruction. This is the book that we are going to start uh, after our few discussions on this. Let's see if somebody would like to ask anything. Completely spontaneous. If somebody have any questions or discussions.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu incarnated as Advaita Acharya, right?
Yes.
So they are Vishnu Tattva.
Well, Shiva is Shambhu Tattva.
Okay.
He actually comes from Vishnu. Um, uh, the example from Brahma Samhita, milk touched by culture becomes curd. Likewise, Lord Vishnu, who is in pure goodness, beyond modes, when he is touched by the modes, it becomes Lord Shiva. And he takes the responsibility of destruction. And to destroy, one has to come in contact with the modes. Lord Vishnu never comes in contact with the modes. So Lord Vishnu, in the form of destruction, becomes Lord Shiva.
Okay. But in this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu incarnation, like Advaita Acharya, but he is in Vishnu Tattva mode only.
Yeah, Vishnu
Even though they
Tattva.
are combined together.
He is Vishnu Tattva, yeah, because he's Sadashiv Mataji. Actually, Sadashiv is expansion of Vishnu. He comes
Okay.
from Sankarshan, who comes from Narayana. So ultimately, he's a Vishnu Tattva. Um, yeah, and they both combined together came as Advaita.
And Gadadhar Pandit and Nityananda Prabhu both together, like they are Shakti Tattva? Both are Shakti Tattva?
Nityananda Prabhu is Balaram.
Okay. So Balaram like
Is
explains
Krishna
which
himself.
Tattva? Okay.
Balaram is the first expansion of Lord Krishna. So he is Krishna Tattva only. From Krishna comes Balaram. From Balaram comes uh, uh, Sankarshan. More comes, but in simplified form. From Balaram comes Sankarshan. From Sankarshan eventually comes Narayan. And from Sankarshan comes Lord Shiva. So ultimately he is Krishna Tattva. Generally, we use the word Vishnu Tattva in common. But that does not mean that Lord Vishnu is an incarnation of Krishna or Balaram. It's a general term used Vishnu Tattva in the scriptures. But yeah, Balaram is Lord Krishna, first expansion, the source of Vishnu. And then Gadadhar Pandit is Shakti Tattva, Srimati Radharani. So they are two different tattvas. So Nityananda Prabhu, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Advaita Acharya, they all come under in general category of Vishnu Tattva.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Yeah. And one more, like you said, Lord Krishna has three main potencies, right? One was the Haladini potency, the pleasure potency, which you discussed. That is the internal potency, Prabhuji.
What are the
Is
other
the
two?
other two are like the marginal and the external?
Well, that's little different. This is different.
Okay.
So the other two are, maybe I'll take 2 minutes to say. One is called Sambit potency. One is called Sandhini potency. So Sandhini potency is existential potency or creation potency or dham, Vrindavan dham, material universe, dust of Vrindavan, the whole spiritual world. Where is it all coming from? This is coming from Lord Krishna also. The source of everything is Lord Krishna. So how does Vrindavan Dham came into existence? It came into existence through his Sandhini potency. Everything that exists, material or spiritual, comes from Lord Krishna. And the in charge of this existential potency is Baladev or Balaram. So the in charge of Haladini potency is Srimati Radharani, but it's a potency of Krishna. Sandhini potency is potency of Krishna, from which the Dham comes. And then there is another potency of Lord Krishna. He has infinite potencies. Parashre Shakti Vividhaiva Shriyate, but these are three main. The third potency is called Leela Shakti of Lord Krishna. Leela Shakti. It's also called Sambit potency. It the in charge of this Leela Shakti or Sambit potency or cognizance potency is Yogamaya. And she makes Lord Krishna feel the pleasure. Lord Krishna feels, I am the son of Mother Yashoda. He doesn't feel I am Supreme Lord. Srimati Radharani loves me. These are my friends. I have my pastimes of playing with the cowherd boys, with the cowherd girls, with Mother Yashoda and Nanda Baba and the other Gopas, and stealing butter. When he's stealing butter, he's not thinking that, oh, I'm God. He's stealing butter. When he was bound by Mother Yashoda, he was thinking that now Mother Yashoda will beat me, and he was crying and he was afraid. He doesn't remember that he's God in all these situations, because that's how he can enjoy. He's a supreme enjoyer. If he knows I am God, then there is no enjoyment there. So these are all orchestrated by his own potency, which makes him forget also. That is called Leela Shakti of the Lord. And Leela Shakti arranges situations, circumstances in such a way to give the maximum pleasure to Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna is the supreme enjoyer. He says in Bhagavad Gita, Bhoktaram Yagyatapasam. I am the supreme enjoyer. So there is Yoga Maya in charge of Leela Shakti, Baladev Balaram, source of existential potency, everything that exists. And then where he gets his pleasure from, Haladani Shakti in charge of Srimati Radharani. These are the three main energies of Lord Krishna. But when we come to jivas, living entities, then living entities are again divided into three. One is Antaranga jivas, Bahiranga. I mean, um, um, basically, Antaranga, Bahiranga, and Tathashta. We are Tathashta. Bahiranga is Maya Devi, material existence, and Antaranga is again Srimati Radharani. So two different classifications like that helps.
Yes, Prabhuji, definitely. And last question, Prabhuji. Like you said, devotees are classified as Nitya Siddha and Nitya Baddha, right?
Yes.
Infallible and fallible.
Yes.
So Nitya Baddha devotees are the people like who fall down and they take birth in the material world again and again, or they are some other classification of devotees?
Yeah, same. So it is said that those who are in this material world, they cannot go back to Godhead unless mercy descends. Because by default, we are acting in three modes. I mean, I'm not talking about devotees. They are practicing Lord Krishna, so they are on the way back home, back to Godhead. General people, they are simply going from one mode to another mode, and based on the modes, they have all material worships going on and material bodies, everything based on three modes, and there is a continuous cycle of birth and death, never ending cycle of birth and death. Because everything they do is either good or bad karma if there is no bhakti, and that's like eternally bound by the cycle of karma. Um, so um, 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 ब्रह्मांड भ्रमित कोनो भाग्यवान जी Guru Krishna प्रसादी पाए Bhakti Lata बीच. So the living entity is Brahmand Brahmite. They are going from one Brahman to another Brahman, sometimes heavenly planet, lower planet, middle planet, different universe. So they are doing Brahman. They are going here and there, trying to fulfill their desires, get misery from their own unfulfilled desires. On the way, getting some new desires. Just like when wind carries the aroma it passes through rose garden, gets a rose flavor, passes through garbage, gets a dirty flavor. So likewise, the living entity who are accompanied by their mind as they go through different experiences of life, they carry different desires. Based on prominent desire at the time of death, they are awarded a suitable body. And then in their next experiences, they develop some new desires, fulfill some old desires. Still, misery is coming from their own desires. And then there's a next body, and the cycle goes on for eternity. This is called Brahmand Brahmite. But some very fortunate soul, Kono Bhagyavanji, very, very rare soul, Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Beach. They get the mercy of Lord Krishna and pure devotees of Lord Krishna, like Srila Prabhupada. Guru Krishna Prasade, mercy, by Bhakti Lata Beach. And what is the mercy? They get a seed of devotion. Oh, I should worship Lord Krishna. And naturally, some will be very serious, some will be less, some will just beginning. All of them are liberated in due course of time because devotional service one begins never stops until it reaches perfection. Just like Ganga Devi never stops until it reaches the ocean. Mountains may come, valleys may come. It will go across the mountain, it will go over the boulders, it will fill the valley and then go. So delay may be there, but Ganga will make sure she reaches the ocean. Likewise, devotional service one begins, Prabhupada says it will drag one to perfection. So this is the mercy of Guru and Krishna. Those who don't have that mercy, they continue in the cycle of birth and death. They are called Nitya Baddha Jivas. The reason it's called mercy because one doesn't deserve it. I mean, we met pure devotees of the Lord. We got a book by pure devotees of the Lord. Somebody stopped us. So it's a mercy case. And from mercy we begin. And once we begin, then either we go gradually or faster at whatever pace. Perfection is guaranteed. So Nitya Baddha and Nitya Siddha in that way. Clear?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Thank
Very grateful to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Grateful to you also. Any other question? Maybe 3-4 minutes we can spend if anyone has any question. Do you all are you all interested to hear some more details about Nityan Prabhu, Advaita Acharya, Lord Chaitanya? Is there something capturing your interest?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Okay. If
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, I noted
Swami
only
Mataji.
4. So Lord Krishna came as Lord Chaitanya, and Lord Balarama came as Nityananda, and Lord Vishnu and Sadashiva came as Advaita, and
Yes.
Srimati Radharani came as Gadadhara. Who is the 5th one, Prabhuji? Who came as Srivas?
Narad Muni.
Narad
Narad
Muni,
Muni
right.
came as Srivas.
Thank you, Prabhuji. I missed out this part.
Yeah, okay. Now, maybe just 2 minutes I can share. If you all are really eager to make progress in your spiritual life, have the picture of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda. Either you can have Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda, you can search on Google, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, or you can search Panchatattva, all 5, either one option, and put them in your altar. And whenever you offer bhoga, let them be in the altar, eat them. Let them, if they are in your home in a picture form, you're going to see them. If you're going to see them, maybe you do little arati, offer a lamp, or whatever worship you do at home, offer food to along with Lord Krishna to Panchatattva or Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu. See what happens in your life. Open your heart, invite them in your life, serve them, see the result, and faith will naturally come. One may have doubts, just serve them and see. Beginning is through you invest faith, the faith grows. You invest faith. Okay, scripture says that great saintly people have done that. From their pastime, they have revealed that. Let me try. Just see what happens. And naturally, once you first is hear about them, and our current few discussions, we will discuss a little bit more about them. And I would try to go in little more detail about them. And then you serve them and then see what happens. Okay, so very grateful for this Sadhu Sangha. We would like to end here. My obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnavas. Vancha kalpa tarubhyascha kripa sindhubhe evacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnavendra ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you very much. Dandavat pranam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranam.
Hare
Jai Srila
Krishna.
Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.